Hi everybody, it's me again, and I wanted to share some really awesome news with everyone, and I will get to that later. But first, I wanted to talk about a shopping trip that I took to Barnes & Noble recently. So as a lot of you may know, I know I've talked about it before, I homeschool my kids, and at our co-op every year, I get the privilege of teaching a couple of classes. Typically, I pick a U.S. Geography or a World Geography class, but this year, on top of the U.S. Geography class, I'm also doing a creative writing and journalism class for 6th to 12th graders that I am super excited about. I'm creating my own curriculum. I thought, well, I know creative writing, right? I should anyway, but I don't know how to teach it. So a couple weeks ago, I did go to Amazon and I found these books, Creative Writing Workbook and a Introduction to Creative Writing Workbook for 6th to 12th graders. And I just thought I need more because I love to pull from so many different resources. So I went to Barnes & Noble, as I said before, and first off, isn't this bag just like awesome? It says, "Words are magic," and I thought that was very, very poignant, and so I couldn't resist. I had to grab it, which helped because it was easier to carry all of the books that I brought on my shoulder rather than trying to shuffle them in my hands. So most of the books that I found at Barnes & Noble aren't geared necessarily towards students, school-aged kids, but I thought that especially this first one in particular, I've heard a lot of great things about, and I have not actually read it myself, but I will be reading it over the next few months as I prepare for class. It's called Save the Cat. A lot of the writers in my writers chapter have said a lot of great things about it, so I'm looking forward to getting into this, and this might even help my writing. Who knows? The next one is just an MLA handbook, and I thought this would help me teach them the basics of formatting and everything, and this might actually come in more handy when I get to the journalism part of the class, which I will teach second semester. But then I'm excited about this creative writer's notebook that I got. It says 70 great authors, and you guys can see some of the authors that they talk about or that they have quotes from. They do tell about them, and each author has different writing exercises with them. So I thought this could be fun to make comments. So then the next one I got was Who Said What, and again, this one is going to come in, I think, more handy with the journalism aspect that I'm going to teach in the second semester. The creative writing class, we're going to get into building characters and creating great dialogue and settings and story arcs and a whole lot of other things. My daughter and I were actually talking about Disney villains and how they create the stories for the Disney heroes, and I thought that's a pretty good topic to talk about, so I might even include some of that. And then the journalism in the second semester, we're going to talk about obviously the who, why, where, when, and how, and then also get into libel and slander and sensationalism and all of these things that I find important even now. I took journalism in college, and so I really want to get back to the basics for a lot of these kids so that they can decipher some news stories for themselves. But so the Who Said What, I think, will come in handy with the journalism part. And then I saw one more book, and this is not for my students. This is more for me, because I took psychology in college, and I absolutely loved it. It was such a fun class to take, and I find myself when I create characters, I come back to this a lot. Psychology, so I'm looking forward to delving into this book again for my own writing, and hopefully it will help me be a better writer, because I'm always trying to learn and always trying to grow, and so I can only pass that along to my students and hopefully use some of it for myself. So now the good news. So when we got home Friday from our trip to Barnes & Noble, I went on Amazon Author Central, which is where I get to track my ratings, how my books are doing, and I had been super excited because what it takes, I tell you what, has been it had been going up and up and up and up and up for the last like month, and it started to come down, and I didn't really pay attention to it. But I'm like, it's okay, you know, not a book buying season right now. But then I looked again at the rating, the author ranking, and I saw that this wasn't a what it takes rating for my paperback or my ebook. It was the rating for my audiobook, and I think I had told everyone that we were working on it, and I finished up listening to the narrator in probably mid-March, late March. It was right at the very beginning of this whole COVID-19 lockdown. And I asked how long it would take. They said 7 to 10 weeks, and I didn't think about it again. And so imagine my surprise when I pull up Amazon, and sure enough, it is there. It is up, and it is available for everybody. So I am going to include a link in the comment section here, and I hope that if you know anybody, if you love to listen to audiobooks, or if you know anybody who does, then I encourage you to go and check it out, and to share the link with all of your friends. And I hope that you enjoy it. I had a fun time making it. So if you all have any questions, or if there's any topics you want me to talk about, please let me know in the comments or message me. Just let me know, because I'd like to do videos more often, but it's kind of like my blogs where I had a hard time coming up with things. So I will talk to you all soon, and have a great week.